Hi guys, this is Ma from NOSCOUTURE, and today we'll be making this beautiful jumpsuit you can see on your screen right now. It's a baggy, it's a boo-boo jumpsuit, so try and stay glued. It's a long tutorial. It contains the cutting and the sewing of this process. So please like, share and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Okay, you can also wear it both ways, two ways, with a strap and without a strap. So please stay glued. Okay, thanks guys for watching. Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Emma from NOSCOUTURE, and today we'll be making this beautiful jumpsuit you just saw now. Okay, so the sharing one and the half length one, the one that will come with the half length, then cut a join together lower part. Okay, so I would share this into section. Okay, the length of my jumpsuit is the trouser length is 43, the half length is 19. Okay, so joined together should be around 44. Okay, so to my jumpsuit, to my pants, whenever I make pants, I always add like 2 inches extra. The 2 inches is not for sewing allowance, it's just to balance up the crouch part, because most of the times you see people make jumpsuits or you see people make pants, and though they measure the actual length, but it's still jumping up. So that's why I add, is just to, you know, balance everything up. That is not the sewing allowance. The 2 is just for the extra part of the crouch part to balance up with the length of the trouser. Okay, so I will add 2 to the length of the pants and the length of the half length. So I think altogether I should be having like 45. I think so. I should be having like 45 or so, if my calculation is accurate. Okay, so plus my extra sewing allowance, everything should be at 47 or so. So I'll double check again. Okay? But let me just cut out the part for the upper part. So the upper part is like an off shoulder. Meanwhile, I would add back a strap to it. Okay, so for this purpose of this class, I'm taking out 6 inches. Okay, so before doing that, I already folded in 1.2. This will serve as facing for the upper part. I don't want to add a facing or a bias to it, so this will serve as a facing for the upper part. So I'll just place my, if you check, this is 1.2. all right, so I'll just place my tape at 6 inches, meaning I have taken out 6 inches from the length of my half length. Okay, so, and my half length is 17. My actual half length is 17. So because of the smoky parts and because of how I want the upper part to drop when I wear my bra, I'll be leaving it at 19. Okay, I'll be leaving it at 19. Then I will need 1 inch sewing allowance, which is at 20. Okay, I hope you can understand what I'm doing here. I've taken out 6. My half length is 17 plus extra 2 to drop the top. You know this buffy effect it gives, so I'm adding extra 2 to it. You can as well do 1 inch, you can as well do 1.5. Some people go as far as doing as 2 inches, 3 inches. But I will just add extra 2 to my half length plus my sewing allowance, which is at 20. So I'll rule this line out rightly. So I hope you've liked, share and subscribe to my channel. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel on all platforms. Anywhere you go, you see the logo NOSCOUTURE. Okay, so I'll cut this out. So there will be no zipper for this piece, so the upper part. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, remember I have taken out my 6 inches. This is my 6 inches, and we have the half length to be at 20. Okay, so what I need now, what I'll do next is impute my hip measurements, because I want it to be free. All right, by the time I'm done ruching this part, it will balance up to my waist measurement. My hip measurement is 11, then 44 divided by 4, which is 11. I will go ahead and add extra 3 to 4 inches. It depends on how you want your jumpsuit to be free. Okay, so I will do extra 4 inches. So this measurement I have here, I'll take it all the way to the upper part just to form a square. I think together I have 15, so I'll just form a square with it. No zipper allowance, please. There's no zipper allowance for this. Okay, so I'll rule this line now. I've gotten my 15. I'll rule this line. Please, if there's anything we don't understand, you can drop a comment in the section, okay? And I would get to it. So I'll cut this one out. cutting. Okay, so this midpoint, I'm just making a notch here. At this point, I'll make a notch as well. Okay, so we'll set this aside. I've gotten our half length. Okay, we'll set this aside. The length of my pants to join to my jumpsuit is 43. Sorry, 43. Let me just check. We have the accurate measurement here. Okay, so we have more than enough. So I'll go ahead making my 2-inch sewing allowance on the bottom line. I added my sewing allowance for the lower part of the pants, 2 inches. Okay, so from this part upwards, I'll take my trouser length that will join to the upper part, and the trouser length is 43 plus 2. Remember the 2 I said about, which is 45. 43 plus 2, yes, 45. Okay, I'll place my tape at this 2 inches, then take it upwards. So this will give me the length of my pants. So this is the accurate length of my pants. So the next thing to do is to get your crouch extension. How do you get your crouch extension? If you follow my pants class, your crouch extension shouldn't be less than 2.5 or more than 4.5. So within those ranges, you as a tailor, you would consider the sizes also. You get, so a big size cannot use less than 2.5. It should be in between, or let's say 4 inches. Okay, so another way to get your crouch extension is also dividing your hip by 14. Okay, so for me, I got 3 inches for mine. Okay, so I'll take the 3 inches all the way down to the length of my trouser. So I'll do that and get back to us. Okay, so I've gone ahead to take all the 3 inches, like I said before, all the way down. Okay, so what to do next is you can as well place your tape on your half length. Remember, the half length is 17. Okay, you can as well do this, take away your half length, or automatically this stands as your waistline. Okay, so or you can just go the normal way of just doing what I want to do next. So from my waistline, this would be, the next step would be my hip line. My hip line is around 8.5. I really do not need the hip. Okay, so let's just put that for emphasis sake. So my hip is 8.5. Okay, so to get your crouch depth for your jumpsuit, the crouch depth you have for your normal pants is not the same as your crouch depth for your jumpsuit. Okay, so whatever your hip is, hip divided by 4, mine is 44, divided by 4 is 11. You add extra 3 inches to create room for ease around your bum and everywhere. Okay, so what I'll do is either you take the measurement while sitting on a flat surface, or you do this procedure, you do hip divided by 4 plus 3 inches. So from the waistline, I'll take the crouch depth, which is the hip divided by 4 plus 3, which is at 13. So this is my crouch depth for this. So I can as well leave it at 13.5. I'll rule it off. Okay, so at this hip line now, I will impute my hip measurement divided by 4 plus 3 on how free you want it. So I think I did plus 4 for the upper bodies. So let's do plus 4. Hip divided by 4, 11 plus 3. 1, 2, 3, that's 14. That's 15, sorry. Okay, because I will need 1 inch sewing allowance to sew. Okay, so at this waistline, on this upper bodies, I want to reduce a bit. I don't want it to be too much. Okay, so let's just take out 1 inch. Remember, this is the part we notched. So let's take out 1 inch from the waistline and merge it back to the chest line. Okay. Nothing serious, nothing too much. Just merge it back to the waistline. So automatically, you cut out this and use whatever it is you have on this waist for that waist. So taking out the 1 inch, like I said. So what you do next is make sure whatever it is you have here, you have it on this part as well. So better still, just take it and place it together. Okay, place it here from this crouch line. Okay, place it here so you can get the accurate whatever it is you have here. Okay, so the form you connect together to your waistline. So this is my, let me go in there. This is my hip line. Okay, so what you want to do next is I would form an A shape because I want the lower part to be very, very wide. Okay, from my top now, from my hip line, I'll form an A shape all the way down. But still use your long ruler to get this. Okay, I'll connect this from my hip line to my hemline. And you see like what I did before. Okay. So over to the crouch extension now. With the help of my French curve, from my crouch depth, I will make a connection. So if you don't have your French curve, you can go and make an intersection from the midpoint. I think at 1.2, 1.2 is fine. Okay, this is it, 1.2. Make an intersection from there and form a curve. Say that I'm cutting both front and back together. You won't run into any problems with this because you're sewing a very free way. So on a normal pant, I'm supposed to go up for the back by 1.5, but there's no need for that. Okay, so you're safe to go on with this. So at this part, which is, sorry I'm moving the fabric around, my table is quite small for this. So from this part here, I will come in now. I'll come in like 1 inch or 1.5 inch more. It helps reduce squeezing on your pants, on the thigh parts and your lap, especially when the person is fat. Okay, so as 2 inches, 2.5, just to reduce squeeze from that part. It won't stop your pants from not looking nice. To reduce squeeze around that area. Okay, so this will be my actual pant size now. Okay, so I can go ahead and cut now. But before you cut, so this crouch extension part, add 1/2 inch. You need it to sew. You don't want to touch on this part which you cut. You can go ahead and do that if you want to, but for me, just to, you know, to still be on the safe side, I go ahead to add 1/2 inch on that part. So I'll cut now. Cut on the waistline, I give it a bit, so nothing happens to my crouch extension. Go ahead and cut on this crouch spots now. So from my A shape now, I'll cut this out. I have to twist this a bit. Them to create drawstrings and everything. Okay, so now what we'll do next is I'm going to take you through the process of sewing it, but let's just give you a bit of heads up. I'll go ahead now and take I'll come down 2 inches from my waistline. I'll come down 2 inches from there to 7 inches. That will be the width of my pocket. So I have pieces of my pants and sew from this crouch line together by 1/2 inch. Let me quickly chalk them so I don't fall into. This is my wrong side. They're almost looking alike. So I'll take 2 pieces, join at the crouch line by 1/2 inch. I'll take 2 pieces, join at the crouch line by 1/2 inch. Okay, then I will take 1 piece of my front, 1 piece of my upper bodice, locate the notch point and join together. By then I would have had this together, so I will join the notch of that midpoint will meet with this notch here and sew together. I will do the same for the other piece. So by the time I'm done, remember this notch part we folded at this hemline to form as a facing. Okay, I will weave the mouth of this, the hem part of this, then sew down, or yes, I'll sew it down, and I'll run my smoky thread on it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so remember this part, the part we folded for the upper part. Okay, remember it? Yes, this place I made a notch here. Okay, so I went ahead to weave the tip. You can see I weave the tip and I folded and iron. See, so what I'll do next, because I want to run a smoky thread on it now. Okay, so what I'll do next is get my smoky thread, just go through the pass. Okay, so this is the smoky thread, is the elastic thread that draws. Okay, so I will roll it, I would hand roll it. For a smoky thread, you hand roll, you don't roll with your machine foot like you do for the underneath. You roll it on your bobbin. Okay, not too tight, so you do that continuously till it's filled up. Okay, this will be underneath your fabric on the wrong side. Okay, so I'll hand roll till it's filled up. So you're still not subscribed, you've still not liked, and you've still not shared us to your friends and families, please do. Thanks very much. I would really appreciate if you do that for us. So I won't make it too full so it does not poke out. So once I do that, I will get my bobbin, a bobbin case. Okay, the way you do your normal passing of your thread, the way you do it, but there's a difference for this one. You would make sure that your thread is coming out with ease. Okay, so this one looks a bit tight, so I will loosen the tension of the bobbin a bit. I hope you can see it. I'll get my screwdriver. Your bobbin can pass freely because it does not need too much. Yes, I think we're okay with this. It does not need to be too tight, so don't make it too loose as well, just in between. Okay, I'll pass underneath my bobbin and bring it out a bit, sorry. So you want to check if it's too hard to come out. You can see now it's very tight, so I'll redo it again. It's too tight. I'm gonna head to bring it out. You can see it's quite easy. Okay, so you want to get a fabric, that same fabric you're sewing, you want to get a sample and run a stitch to see how it will gather. And when you're let me turn the camera, the stitch length. Okay, so this is my stitch regulator. You want to put it at 5, but I like to put mine at 4. You know, 5 is the gather stitch, but I like to put mine at 4. I'll test run on 4 and I'll test run on 5 to know which one will do the stitch well for me. Okay, to know which one will do the stitch well for me. So let's start. Let's start by locking your smoky. Okay, then you sew and see the one that will gather. So 4 is not doing it for me. 4 is not doing it for me. Let me try 5. Let's see what 5 will do. I'll try again to see if 5 will gather. So it's not gathering well, as you can see. So I'll try and regulate my regulators either by the smoky or my stitch regulator. So I went ahead to tighten the bobbin tension. I tightened it a bit, then I made my stitch length to be at 4. So this is what it gave me. So it gathered enough. Okay, so it gathered enough. So I will use this for the smoky. So I can go ahead and smoke my dress now. So you know it's looking like this. Okay, so I will put it back this way and smoke on 0.25. I will do like 4 to 6 lines, 0.25 intervals. Okay, so I will do this at 0.25 intervals. Let's see what have here. It's not working. So I am on the last line for the second body now. The last line for the smoky. Okay. The smoky, don't pull too much, so that you can have a good effect. Voila, we are done. Effect of the smoky. I hope you can see very well. This is the effect. This is the right side. Okay, so this is the wrong side. See how pretty and neat the wrong side is. I hope you can see very well. See how it is. Okay, so I'm done for the two. This is the two. Okay. These are the. Okay, so what we'll do next now is you can now take out your bobbin and remove your smoky thread because you don't need it anymore. I've used it for what I want to. And I'll get my normal thread for sewing now. I'm supposed to reel a blue thread, okay, but let's just use black since it's my clothes. So you retight your bobbin. Okay, make sure you put it back in place the way it's supposed to be, not too tight, not too loose. You know, the way it was before. Then I think I've concluded on how I want my pockets to be. And that was the reason on how I wanted it to be before. I'll just do the side pockets. Okay, I'll just cut my pockets amount of 7 by 14 as usual. Then attach. I already have a video on my page on how to cut the normal pockets 7 by 14. Okay, so I'll do that and I'll get back to us. So guys, I'm gonna head to fixing my pockets. I did the normal pockets for male pants. Okay, so I did for the both front pieces. So what to do next now is join your crouch. Join your two crouches for both front and back. So after which I'm done with that, I would weave the crouch. Join your crouch by 1/2 inch for both front and back pieces. I will resew on it again. You know, this is where the whole friction goes on your body. If I sit down on my crouch, if it's not well sewn, it will rip off. So I always double sew my crouch area, whether with your industrial, whether with your manual. The same line, just do the sewing twice. You don't want to be out there and your bum part is showing. So I'll do this for both pieces, weave them, and do the next part. Okay? Do the next weaving now. Okay? Don't weave in the sides, the crouch part. So I'll go ahead and join the side of the pants. Okay? I'll join the side of the pants with the allowance I have. Remember, you brought out 1 inch allowance for your upper bodice. So whatever you do on your upper bodice, you do for the lower bodice. Okay, I can as well start by sewing at 1 inch, then take it into 0.5 all the way down, because normally my pants I do 1 inch, but I just want the waist part to be accurate with the upper part. Okay, so once I'm done joining the sides for the pants, I will join the sides for the upper bodice too. I will join them together by the side by 1 inch. Okay, so I'll come back and show us what to do next. Okay, I stopped at 8 inches below the hemline. Okay, 2 inches for my sewing allowance, then 6 inches slit. So I stopped at 8 inches. Okay, I need a slit by the side of the pants. Okay, so I'll continue the process with the other one. So I'm done with everything. Okay, So weaved the upper bodies, ironed as well, you can see. So weaved the pants, so weaved the pants also. So I'm yet to join the inseam. I'm yet to join the inseam of the pants, so it's still there. So what to do next now is get your upper bodies and your lower bodies, that's the pants, and look for each notch point. Remember, this is the notch point we made for the top on the front and back. There's the notch for the back, there's the notch for the front. Okay, so I will locate it with the midpoint of my pants, each side, front and back as well. So I'll face the right side to right side. I'll pin, get my side seam also, my side seam for this upper bodies, and get the side seam for the pants, and I will pin as well. Make sure everything is accurate. If you followed through with this tutorial, you won't have any issue of accordance. Okay, you can see mine is in accordance, side seam to side seam, notch to notch. I'll do that round with a pin, then sew it round at 1/2 inch and come back to show us the next step to follow. Okay, all right. Okay guys, so I'm done sewing the both bodies together. So I sewed and I weaved, okay, and I ironed as well. I ironed as well. I faced the sewing allowance downwards to the trouser part. Okay, so I flipped to the right side. So where the pocket is the front side of the jumpsuit. So at the midpoint where you have this sewing of the pants, okay, from there I went out 1/2 inch. You can see the choppings. Then this side to the left 1/2 inch, to the right 1/2 inch. I want to create a casing. So I have this strap of 1 inch. Okay, let's say I have the strap of 2 inch because I folded in 1/2 inch on both sides. So I have this strap of 2 inch. So I want to sew this strap on that line where I joined the pants and the upper bodies together. I'll start the strap sewing from this 1/2 inch line I made. Okay, I'll start it, making sure the midpoint of this strap is on this line, this seam line. So I'll place with my pins and hold. But before I do that, I'll fold in this strap. Okay, I'll fold in 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Okay, and sew it down, hold it down so it doesn't loosen off. To get the measurement of this strap round is to take the waist measurement round, this waist measurement of this pants round, far from this signs which I made. Okay, so I'll quickly do that. Let me quickly sew this edge, the starting edge. So once I do that, I would pin down the strap to my pants, to my jumpsuit, sorry. I'll pin down the strap to my jumpsuit and sew round. Okay, you're seeing here, I'll place the strap like this on it and pin down all the way to this other chalk line here. Okay, when I'm getting to this part, when I turn round, I would hem the edge of this other part. Okay, so I'll quickly do that and sew and tell us what to do next. I'm done sewing the casing. Okay, so you can see I made it all round. So whatever it is you have here on this casing, remember you went all around. Measure what you have on this casing and add +10 or +20 and sew it. Just sew it 1/2 and 1/2 or 1/4 and 1/4, a very long strip. Okay, whatever it is you have here, +10 or +20, and sew it. Use your pin, your safety pin, to pass it through the channel. Okay, to pass it through the channel round. That would help you draw your string. Okay, so let's move over to the top part. I'm going to cut a length of 12 inches. Remember, we made this as an off shoulder, but we're going to replace back the strip. I'm going to cut a length of 12 inches, 12 inches here, 12 inches here. I'll cut that length, and the width, I just need a very tiny strip so it looks smart and simple. The width shouldn't be more than 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. Okay, so I'll cut that. I would sew and I would turn with my loop turner. Okay, I'll turn with my loop turner. Then I would measure out where I would place the casing, the strip. Okay, so if you're watching this, you're almost at the end of the video. Okay, if you really try, please give us a thumbs up. So let me pick. This is a loop turner. It has this mouth here. Okay, so you quickly use it to turn inside out. Okay, so I'm going to use it. This one here. I don't know if you can see it clearly. Huh? Okay, so you have this other one here. Okay, so make sure this one here clicks to the edge of where you want to turn from. Okay, it hooked to the tip of the fabric. I don't know if you can see very clearly. It hooked to the tip of the fabric. So you will close it in. You will close it in. Have closed it in. So automatically you've held down one part of the fabric. Okay. So once you do, you start dragging it out. Start pulling it. I've successfully used that hook to turn it in. Okay. So you keep pulling. Keep pulling. As you're doing, be touching this upper part so the ones that have gathered there can loosen out. Okay. So I'll do this and bring it back. Show us how it looks like when you turn it in out, inside out, with a loop turner. It makes your work look so neat. Done. Almost done. Almost done. Okay, so that's the end. So you see how neat it is. See, tiny, smart, beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut out the amount I need. I need 12 inches on each side. Remember, you took out 6 inches from the bodice when you're creating your upper part. So you should have 6 inches for the front, 6 inches for the back. So that's 12, and put the seam in between. So this is how it's looking like after ironing. The same line is underneath. I ironed the same line. Okay, I ironed the same line. It's looking nice. And so what I'll do now is just divide it into two. Divide it into two. One will be for another, the other will be for the other one. So what you should have into two should be 12 inches. Should have 12 inches. Let's see if we have 12 inches. Okay, we have more than 12 inches. Okay, so on each strand, you have to take in with the help of your pin. So you dip in some to serve as if you've sewn it. You can dip in up to 1/4 of an inch inward. Just take your time and do it. This will serve as the sewing. Dip it in, tack it, hold it down, hold it down, hold it down. Okay, for both side seam. Your side seam of your upper bodice. Okay, this is my side seam. You want to go in by 4 inches on both sides. 4 inch here. Okay, you can as well do 3.5. You know this is a smoky. But the thing is, when you pull, it stretches. So let's just do 4 inch here. So I'll mark my 4 inch. This is where this 4 inch is. So on this other side, I'll mark the 4 inch as well. So if you feel, don't pull, please. Don't pull. So here's my other 4 inch here. I'll place a chalk there for both front and back. Okay. So I'll take my strap. Remember that there's a line, there's a seam line. So you don't want the seam line to be facing up. You want it to be facing downwards. Okay. So I'll take one part of my strap. You see where you mark your 4 inch? Just put it underneath. You're not going to sew like this now. No. You just make a tack there. Just on top of your smoky thread. Make a tack there. 1, 2. Okay. This. And make sure when you're placing the strap, you make sure the same line part is underneath. You do this mark. Okay. So I'll put my strap underneath where the smoky is. This first smoky thread. Okay, just like this. Okay. So I will make a seam there. Just directly on top of that smoky thread, you make another seam. Let me quickly cut out this thread. Sewn inwards just makes the work much more smooth and pretty. So I've done this for the strap. Sewing the strap for just the back side. So I was about sewing the front side. Okay, so this is the one for the back. Okay, so I was about sewing the front side when I realized and remembered that this is a jumpsuit. There's no zip for it, so I have to make do for zip. Okay, but I don't want to put a zip. I want to be able to unlock this strap and put it back when I want to wear it. Okay, so I'll be on the safe side. Okay, because you know the strap is 12 inches. I didn't create room for ease when cutting the strap. I just cut the exact strap that I want. Okay, now so what I went ahead to do is bring out my hook and eye. Okay, this is the big one. I don't have the small one at home, so I'll just manage this. Okay, So I'll sew this hook and eye on this strap. Okay, this is the part that has the sewing line. Okay, so I'll put this hook and eye on this one like this one like this, and sew it. Okay, I'll make a knot on this strap. Then I'll take this, the sister, maybe the brother, I don't know, of this hook and eye, and I'll place it this way after sewing. Okay, with that I can now regulate where the strap would be. Remember the 4 inches you made, the 4 inches mark. So you want to place the hook and eye in a way that it won't be obvious when you make the sewing at that line. Okay, let's say I've knotted the hook and eye to the strap here. Okay, so I would find a place underneath the front side that would not make the strap visible. Okay, so I'm going to make a knot here. If you look clearly, let's say, imagine I've made the knot. So this is how it will be. So when I want to wear the jumpsuit now, I would have to unlock the front side. Okay, so it can be easy for me to wear from top to bottom. So I'll quickly do that and get back to us, show us what I did. Okay, so guys, I'm done. So this is the outcome. Okay, so it's looking like this. So when I want to wear this now, I'll just take this, unlock, okay, for both side, for front, and I can wear from the upper part into the jumpsuit. So I would move on to the next stage. Okay, then when we're done, I'll show us the outcome of this beautiful jumpsuit. Sewing the inseam of your pants. You sew your inseam. Okay, you flip to the wrong side and make sure these two seam are meeting together. Then you sew the inseam, hem your pants and hem your jumpsuit, hem the lower part. Okay, I'm going to hem mine with 1.2, 1.3. Then voila, we're done. I'll show us the end product. Thanks guys for watching. If this tutorial has been helpful, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you guys. God bless us all.